There we go. Now you can hear me. Pulsar Halo TV. This is Big T coming at you on a Wednesday, the first Pulsar Halo TV episode of 2019. So happy New Year to all y'alls. We've got a couple of things we're going to cover tonight. Actually, some real life situations that just happened. So that gave me the idea for the episode tonight. If you haven't seen, oops. Hold on, I gotta turn off my video audio there. I don't want to get any feedback coming through. But if you haven't seen on a Pulsar Halo, the Halo Nation page, Jeff Hoff posted today about his Trident sensor saving his tail because his basement sprung a leak. And so I've got a Trident sensor right here. So if you haven't seen this before, small little device is a sensor, but it is a temperature and flood sensor at the same time. It's got the two little sensors back here to pick up water, but it also does high temp and low temp at the same time. So that's just one of the devices that I wanted to talk about tonight, because up here in the north, it is cold. Let me tell you, up in North Dakota, up there in Fargo, I think the wind chill, everything was like 40 below zero here just a couple days ago. And that can wreak havoc on your pipes, let me tell you. So having one of these Trident sensors to let you know if your home or your vacation home or maybe your cabin up north or whatever it is gets down below 45 degrees, that's just it's a good thing to know, if it gets down below 45 degrees, because everybody's got well, not everybody has. Everybody will eventually, with the help of Pulsar Halo, will have a thermostat on their system, so they can go in and check in their Pulsar Halo app. What is this? No internet detected. Oh, I'm not on Wi-Fi. But so eventually everybody will have options of going onto their Pulsar Halo system, and then they can go to their thermostat setting right here, and they can check that. But that thermostat doesn't tell you when the temperature is getting higher, lower, or anything like that. You have to manually go in and look at it. So in order to facilitate that, getting this flood sensor, or this Trident sensor, which is a flood and temperature sensor, lets you, it notifies you, and it also notifies the monitoring company if the temperature drops below 45, gets above 100, or the detects water. Now, those are just the standard settings that every sensor come with. Obviously, there are special situations to where we can go in and reprogram that at the dealer level, but those are just the standard settings. So, so this is just one of many sensors that we have. But one of the things that this thing does, because you're able to sense the high and low temp and the water, is you can use that to trigger scenes. And that's with any Pulsar Halo sensor. You can have the door sensors, the motion sensors, the flood and temp sensor, tilt sensors. Any of those sensors can be triggers on a Pulsar Halo system. Yes, they are security sensors, but because we take it to the nth degree, why not get the most out of those sensors? They're sitting there anyway. You don't want them. The only reason that they're used is when somebody's breaking into your house. You might as well utilize them for your home automation and your smart devices. And so any of these sensors can be triggered to make a scene run, or to notify you, or to tell your cameras to record, or any number of things like that. And so that's one of the big benefits that a Pulsar Halo system has that other systems don't. Some of them do, but that's just a big benefit that we have, is utilizing those sensors. Mitchell Mulberg. Hey, where's Mitch? He's the only reason I ever watched this dang thing. Funny. That's for Mitch. So let me throw a couple of shout outs here to some people that are on here. This is on the Halo Nation page. I know there's a few people that are on the YouTube channel, but Finley Beach Jr. Oh, I know Finley. He's friends with anyway, I know Finley. Scott's on here. Michael Alberts is on here. Good evening, everyone, says Scott. Jeff Hoff, Jim Rooker, Jeff says hi. Brian Ireland's on here. My girl Jana's on here. Ray Mitchell. Brian Ireland. Hey everyone. Glad to see holidays are behind us. Time to go to work. Absolutely, Brian. I agree. Let's go go to work. So, but anyway, let's learn a little bit about technology while we're here. So this temperature sensor. So let me just go in here, show you some options that you can have with this sensor. So if you go into your app, I'm going to get this in the screen so you can see. Obviously, just to the left there, you can see what's actually on my screen. But if you go into your settings and you go to recipes, what I'm talking about is these sensors can be used as triggers for any kind of scene that you want to have set up. So I'm going to go in because I've got the Trident on my demo system. I have 3 systems I'm connected to, so I'm going to go to this location up here and switch, and I'm going to go to my demo system. And if you go into recipes, now I'm going to show you here, if you hit that plus button on recipes, and for those of you that haven't seen the videos on what recipes are and what they do, if this then that, IFTT, as you can see, a recipe is an if this happens then do that automation kind of rule. So you can go into there and add, and what it'll do is it'll come up with, and this will depend on what devices you have connected to your system. Obviously, if you don't have a garage door connected to your system, a garage door controller options are not going to show up. If you don't have a door lock connected to your system, door lock options are not going to show up. So the system is intuitive. But here's the thing with the sensors. A sensor is opened or a sensor is closed. And so what you do is you touch one of those, like for instance, the sensor is open. And you can see down there, I got door sensor number 1, door sensor number 2, door sensor number 3. I've got a motion sensor. I've got a panic pendant. I've got a Trident with flood, temperature, and high temperature and low temp. So you can see that there's this Trident sensor has 3 sensors in one. So you're getting a heck of a deal for this thing. I mean, what is this thing? 40 bucks? I wish I had a sheet here. But you're actually getting 3 sensors in one with this thing. So it's a steal. You know, a lot of systems out there, they'll sell just a flood sensor for $100. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I lost it for a while there. So anyway, I'm back. So anyway, let's get back to this here. So there's sensors on that you can select. So if you go and select, let's say, for instance, the flood sensor, you select that sensor. Now you can run a scene. You can turn on devices, turn off devices, and stuff like that. So in this case, for instance, I have a water valve. So I'm going to go into that water valve, and I can set that water valve to turn on or off, or turn off that device, turn on that device. So now what happens is when that Trident sensor is opened, it turns the water valve. Oh, I set it to on. I'm supposed to be setting it to off instead. So hey, let's go edit this, or let's delete it. Yes. And let's go back and do it again. So a sensor is open. The Trident flood sensor is open. And what do I want to have happen? I want it to turn off a device. Which device? The water valve. Now it's set up to where whenever this sensor detects water, it's going to automatically turn my water valve off, which is a good thing, especially if you're not there. But it's going to notify me, and it's also going to notify the monitoring company. And in a case that we had just this evening, Jeff Hoff in St. Cloud area, Clearwater, I don't remember exactly where you live, Jeff, but he called me today, and if you look on the Halo Nation page, well, we can go there right now. He's got some pictures of his system leaking. So we go to computer screen, Halo Nation here, and you'll look, Mr. Jeff Hoff just had an instance. Oh, let's go right there. His Pulsar Halo Trident sensor saved the day. And that is not a good thing to have in your basement, is a canister like that leaking. But the flood sensor saved the day because it let him know, and he was able to get to his home and stop that thing from covering his whole basement. Jeff's basement is finished, so it's carpeted. And so if this could have spread, let's say he hadn't gotten home for several hours like he had planned on, he probably would have had a whole basement full of water, because that's a pretty significant leak. You look at that, that thing is definitely leaking. So having that Trident sensor can save you thousands of dollars by just having this little device. It's, whatever it is, $30-$40 device connected to your system. So that's just one option. Now here's another option with the thermostat. A lot of people, especially this time of year when it's this cold, that heater is constantly running. Well, you want to save yourself a little energy. You can go into these recipes. Can you zoom in on the dripping? Yes, well, I think so. Oh, maybe not. I don't know if I can enter full screen. No, it's not letting me zoom in on it. Sorry, Jeff. But I don't know if you can see this computer screen. You can see that water leaking. That's a steady stream of water leaking right down there. And that can cause some real damage in a short period of time. So, so anyway, let's go back and look at these recipes. And one of the options you can do is adjust your thermostat. Now, I have a thermostat on this system. I think I have a thermostat on this system. Yes, so set a time or schedule. So I can select that every day, daily at, well, you can use a specific time, or you can use sunrise or sunset. So I'm going to go specific time at, let's go 5 p.m. Well, let's go 3 p.m., right before people start to get home. At 3 p.m., I want to set my thermostat to heat, or on auto, sorry, I should have practiced this before I get on here. So at a certain time, select the time. I'm just going to say daily at, well, I'm just going to go sunset. Daily at sunset, I want to set the thermostat to heat. And then you can set the temperature that you want it to heat to. So I want to turn the thermostat up to, 67, 68 degrees at night when we're coming home. Boom. Now that's set. Well, I also want to set it in the morning. So set a timer schedule, select the timer schedule daily, choose the time at sunrise. I want to take that thermostat and I want to set the heat down to 62 degrees, 63 degrees. Boom. So now I've just set my thermostat, and I can change it at any point in time. If I know I'm going to be coming home early, I can just go on my phone, turn it up, turn it down. But now I've got a temperature set. Now to me, that's a lot simpler than trying to figure out how to program your programmable thermostat, because you forget how to go in there and change things, whatever. I can do this, change this anytime, no matter if I'm at home or not. And that's nice part about having this smart home system like this, is I can go change that at any time. So using the thermostat like that to save yourself a little bit of money, make sure your house is nice and toasty warm in the wintertime, or nice and cool in the summertime. So you can set two more. We can go in here and set up two more scenes that we want to have run during the winter time or the summertime for cooling. And then all you got to do is go in here and just turn these heating ones off, and then set the cooling ones on. And so this just disables these recipes from running for the time being. And then next winter, I'll just go boom, turn them back on. and now they'll start running again. So these recipe things are pretty darn cool, I'll tell you what. And using our system, our Pulsar Halo app, makes it intuitive enough to where you can do it right from here. So, and you've probably seen this before. You're familiar with it because we use a similar thing to set up for cameras to record and things like that. So I've got it set up to where when my motion sensor gets tripped, it emails me. So when somebody's walking by the motion sensor, I get an email. On my other system over here at home, I've got recipes set up. A sensor was opened, the back door, run a scene to make the camera record. So I've got that set up. A sensor was opened, the liquor cabinet, it emails a user. Sensor was opened, liquor cabinet, it runs a scene for my camera to record. So these recipes, you can, with any devices that you have on your system. I mean, a door lock is open. You set it to where your door lock is open. People say, well, how do I set the automatic disarm when I unlock a door? Right here. When a door lock is opened or unlocked, my front door, I want to disarm. Simple enough. Boom. Now it's set up to whenever that front door gets opened or unlocked, when a lock or door is opened or unlocked, there is a disarm that happens. So all kinds of things that these recipes can do, and this is the IFTT, the if this then that, is the basis that all home automation devices running your entire home with devices like that is really cool. When you've got lights and everything, I can set it up to where at a certain time of night it shuts my lights down, disarms my system, closes all the doors, locks all the doors, all kinds of stuff like that. And you can set that to where it happens automatically. You can set it up to where you can manually do it and select it yourself on your phone. So those are just a couple of things. I recommend people go in and start learning your Pulsar Halo app. Learn this system. Don't just don't just settle for whatever the thing can do. Go ahead and learn about it. Play with it a little bit. I mean, you can't really screw it up. Well, I suppose you can screw it up, but well, not really. You're not going to wreck anything that can't be fixed. So go ahead and play with it and look at the different things you can set up. I got it set up to where when I turn off the outside light that's out front, it automatically turns all the outside lights off. Or when I had turned the one outside light on, it turns all the outside lights on. Instead of, we've got the one light that's over by the porch and one light that's out on the deck and another light that's out on the front. Well, when I turn the front lights on, I've got a scene set up to where it turns all the lights on. So it's just pretty cool what this thing can do. So go ahead and play with it. Get to know your system. The better you know your system, the better you can promote it to people. And let's get out there and start talking to people. 2019 is going to be a great year for Pulsar Halo. This stuff is only getting gooder. We're getting new devices and new Z-Wave stuff is coming out every day. The Z-Wave Alliance is putting out more stuff. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to call her quits. I just wanted to get you on the thermostat, talk about Jeff Hoff out there saving the world with the Trident sensor. Use that testimonial as a promotion when you're out talking to people about this thing. Tell them, you got whatever this. Find out what the exact price is. I thought it was $49 or something like that. It's for $50 or less. You got yourself something that can save you thousands of dollars. So anyway, that's it. Big T signing off. Happy New Year. We'll see you Monday for mastermind training. Otherwise, we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a fantastic evening. Pulsar Halo TV signing off.